Oh, the camera's rolling. I'm just kidding. I needed something new to open up my video. And something to stall a little bit because I am so embarrassed about the next story. I guess I'm just going to jump right into it. So last year, I'm working at this bar in Santa Monica. I'm not going to say what it's called. It's actually a restaurant bar. And which is funny because I have absolutely like no alcohol knowledge, but I do have the server experience. So that actually does tie into what happened. I was working there for I was working there last year, but I was also working there the year before. So I quit last year. So this story is like from like 2016 into the summer of 2017. And the reason why I quit or left the job or got fired actually has nothing to do. Well, it has something to do, but it's not entirely. It's not because of the picture that I sent to my manager. Most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me, by the way. I can't think right off the top of my head. I cannot think of anything that is more embarrassing. Well, that sex video that I shared last week was pretty fucking embarrassing. That was actually demeaning and made me feel like a piece of shit when that happened. This was just plain humiliating. So I'm working at this bar last year, and in the months leading up to me quitting or getting fired, things were starting to kind of go downhill. The job had always been a lot of fun. I'd done a pretty good job, but at a certain point, like, I just wasn't keeping up anymore. The summer was starting to get busier. I wasn't really picking up the alcohol stuff as quick as I needed to. I was really starting to slow down the team. And my theory, and I still stand by this, is that my coworkers, the team there, that they were trying to push me out. And if you don't know what that means, someone in the comments tell me if I have said at this point in the video a lot, because I'm going to try to be conscious of it, not to do it anymore. So to be pushed out means that your coworkers start treating you in a way that makes you want to quit. So since they can't fire you, they all kind of treat you. They treat you like shit, or start acting bitchy towards you, or like, for example, at a restaurant, they might take forever making your food, or mess up your orders, or one thing after another. Just give you extra side work. Anything. Cut down your hours. Like these things that will make you move on from the job. So that's what pushing out is. So I thought that they were, everyone tells me no, that this wasn't happening, but I saw them do it to another girl who'd worked there, who was hired at the same time I was, and, I saw them do it to her, so I saw what all the little actions that they did to make her to quit her job, and how she felt when she left, which was how I felt before I left. Anyways, so I started that's just supporting. That's really nothing to do with the naked picture that I sent, but it fed the beast. So things are kind of going downhill, and the day that the picture happened, okay. So I have there's three managers: the general manager of the restaurant, and then there's two other managers. So let's see. We have the male and the female. We'll just say that. And I come into work one day, and the male manager, he's like, "Oh my God, Cody, don't worry about that picture that you sent me last night. I figured it was an accident. I deleted it right away. I'm not going to tell anybody about what happened." And I'm like, mind you, this guy is like, okay, first of all, he's Irish, he's middle-aged, and he is a total, like, what is the word for it? He's just like a funny man. He likes, he's brash, he He's a comical. He likes to pick on people. He's a good time. You know, you don't. You know, he goofs off at work. So I just straight up assumed that he was just joking, and I was like, it was just like another joke. It was like him making a joke like that or coming up with it would be something that he would like totally do. So, or at least I thought so. And so I don't even like second guess it. I don't even look at my phone. I just like assumed it was a joke, and I just keep on going with my day. Except my biggest mistake is I actually joked around back at him. So when he said, "Oh, you know, I deleted the picture. You know, don't worry about it," I was like, "You know, you like that picture, you know." And then I like continued to like tease him about it all throughout the day, and I said, you know. I can't remember the other things that I said, but at a certain point, I felt his energy change, and it was like he was trying to like laugh it off, and then he was laughing things off at the beginning, and then all of a sudden he was just like uncomfortable, and I stopped quickly because I was like, okay, he's not into the jokes anymore. But I never once, because if I knew that, I never once thought for a second that he was serious. So even when he's turned his energy turned towards me, I thought that maybe I just went overboard, and you know he was just starting to feel uncomfortable by all the joking. And I saw him talking to the female manager during the shift, and she started darting her eyes at me. And she won't say how she feels, but she'll show you. So like she will not talk to you when she's usually really friendly, for example. So this day she was also like, you know. She was nice when she came in, and then when they started doing their little thing back and forth, she was not friendly at all. And like I said, darting her eyes at me. I saw them whispering and talking a lot. Maybe it was just my paranoia. So finish my shift. I go home. I'm sitting in my driveway, as you do. And I open, you know, I'm going through my phone, and I was like, and then it just like hit me. I was like, you know what? I'm just like, you know, it just popped into my brain. I was like, let's look through my phone and see if there's anything there. And then sure enough, I get like, because I text a lot during the day and, you know, at work and like all day. So I'm like scrolling through all my texts from the, you know, I don't know, I just cannot talk today. I'm scrolling through all my texts throughout the day, and then there's his name, and the last thing it says is like, one image sent or whatever, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like, no, I started shaking. I was like, oh, and I'm sitting in my car, and I'm just like about to like, I opened the message, and there is a picture of my asshole on the on the phone, in the text message, in the sent text, in the messages sent to my boss. Oh. 3:30 in the morning, sent text. So the sleep problem, I didn't know. I knew that I had a sleep. My sleeping problem has evolved through time. It's, you know, it's like I've had night terrors, and then I've had insomnia, and I've had sleepwalking, and all of them kind of come and go. Like, so the sleepwalking will last for a little bit, and then I'll go back to the night terrors. And then sometimes I'll sleep really well, and then sometimes I won't sleep at all. So I was in this phase of, you know, I had gone sleepwalking. And I'll tell a little side story real quick. I had actually just right before... No, actually, wait. It was after I sent the picture, because I was so because I didn't my sleepwalking, that was when the sleepwalking thing was new, and I was still trying to figure it out. But because like nothing like this had happened, I wasn't really aware that I was waking up in the middle of the night and walking around and doing things, and so I had sent this picture, and I was panicking because I was like, I don't remember sending this picture. I must have woke up in the middle of the night and sent it, and then I looked at the picture, and I was like, wait a second, I've never even seen this picture. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I took a picture, and I don't even remember it, and I sent it to my manager. I didn't send it to anyone else. It was that picture and sent to my manager. I was like, my life is over. I was humiliated just in the car by myself, and my actions throughout the day, I was thinking, oh my god, all the things that I said about you liked, all the things that I said to him, oh my god. So I sat there in my car, and in utter panic, in utter shock, I wrote him and I said, "Dear blah, 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 like, I am so sorry. I did not mean to send you that picture. And to be honest, I don't even remember sending it. I have this sleeping thing where I will do things in the middle of the night and, you know, like screaming, for example, I would like wake up screaming and I wouldn't remember it. And I was like, maybe this is like, you know, this has to have been one of those things." And I sent the message, and it was really nicely written, you know, not too much. I thought that it was perfect. And nothing. He reads it and doesn't write back. And then I go into work the next day. I called out of work the next day. Did I go out of work? I can't remember. I can't remember if I remember that happening so vividly, but I don't remember all the details surrounding it. So I either went to work the next day or the day after, and I get there, and he's there, and I didn't acknowledge anything. He didn't acknowledge anything with me. I was like, I guess that's just going to be like a straight man, kind of seems like a guy thing to do, you know? And the chick, she continued to have a problem with me. And not like I said, she was just, it was very passive. That's the word. Very passive attitude towards me. Not friendly, you know, friendly with everyone else, not really talking to me too much. And I go throughout, you know, my shifts or whatever, and then a few nights later, you know, at this point, by the way, I'm going through my shifts and it's like grueling. It's like grueling every day for a while. So I broke down and I told my coworkers what happened, and they're like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe that happened. Oh my God." You know, and then I don't remember. I think that they were all joking around between them. It was like, you know, we were getting along that well at that point. You know, that good at that point where everything was kind of like, that was like a nice icebreaker because everything was kind of tense for a while. And then, like I said, a few nights later, I get home and my roommate's like, "Dude, what is going on? Why did you unplug the Xbox?" And I was like, "What? I didn't unplug the Xbox." He's like, "Well, his girlfriend was there and her friend was there." And I said, "One of those two must have done it." I was like, "I didn't do it." I was like, "I never even used the Xbox. I don't even know how to use an Xbox." And he goes, "This DVD was in there, and it was my favorite movie." And I was like, "What?" And then that's when I started getting like, oh God. And it dawned on me that like the picture, the Xbox, I woke up in the middle of the night, I guess. I put in my favorite movie into the DVD player, and then I unplugged the Xbox afterwards and went back to bed. Makes absolutely no sense. But that's when I started talking to my doctor about my problem. So, doctor, I almost lost my job. So, not only was it a naked picture, it wasn't a picture of my dick. It was a picture of my butthole. It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever... At least it was a good picture. You know, there's some pretty unflattering ones I've taken. Shortly after, the relationship with my coworkers continued to disintegrate. I felt like they were... I felt even more like they were pushing me out. And one day I walked out on my shift, and because I couldn't take it anymore. Like, I've never done something like that, and I hope to never do it again. But it was totally called for that day. I walked out on my shift, and I never looked back. You know, I don't think that they were treating me badly because I sent the naked picture, or that they were just because they were pushing me out. I think it was just like it just supported it, and then I became increasingly paranoid, and I was like, I couldn't perform at work anymore because I thought everyone was thinking about the naked picture, or I was afraid that they saw it. So, I mean, I guess it's on the internet anyways, but I don't think that most of them knew that I had worked in the business. So, that's my story. Thank you for watching. If this has ever happened to any of you, please share. Please share your sympathy for me. And have a great day. Bye, guys. My eyes are like all over.